Hello and welcome everyone. It is time for Jim Comics Top Picks for New Comic Book Day this upcoming Wednesday, January 1st, 2020. First haul of the new year coming. Looks like we got a good week coming. This past week was really light, obviously with the holidays right in the middle of the week there, so only a couple titles. But I'm going to show you what I got anyways before I get into this week's stuff. I just want to say I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and survived your time with the family and ate too much and drank too much and all that kind of stuff. So New Year's is coming. Hope everybody has a safe and happy New Year's. 2020 looks like it's going to be a good year with books. Man, there's so much good stuff coming out. What a time to be collecting. I've said that so many times. I don't know if you saw Comic Tom had a really cool video. It was top 10 books of last year, or his, he does his top 10 lists. I really like those videos. And it was a good one. A lot of those books on there. I think I watched it. I think I got 8 of the 10. One of the big ones I didn't get was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 95. I got the second print, but not the first print. If you haven't watched it, you should go watch it because, man, so many of those books. And the cool thing was a lot of the books. I'm going to do one hopefully in the next week or so, but I want to talk about a lot more than just 25, but a lot of the books that came out this past year that are really good ones for your collection were really low print runs and are going to be tough to get. And because they're such low print runs over time, if anything happens with those characters, man, those books are going to be really sought after. So anyways, it's a good video. I just recommend you go watch it if you haven't. I want to say thank you to all my subscribers on YouTube and followers on Instagram. You guys and girls are all awesome. Love being part of this community. It's what it's all about, just sharing information and sharing my love for comics. Anyways, I want to get into some of the books I picked up just this past week, as I was mentioning, and I got my all these I showed in my video. Got my Mask #3. I like that. That's a good story. I picked up my Peter Porker #1, and I will not be continuing with that. That was yeah, I didn't like that one very much. Anyways, I got my incoming. I only grabbed 2 covers. This is the Weaver cover. I also grabbed cover A, but I got that upstairs. I'm kind of halfway through it. It's a big book. And of course, I mentioned before, they put these big ass thick books with 2 staples. And of course, like I mentioned, every corner was popped on the books at my comic store I go to. Man, I wish Marvel would not do that. That's all I can say. Got my Venom 21. I got cover A, and then of course, I had to get the Clayton Crane cover B. I love that cover. I don't know about this story. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to try not to spoil this, but I mean, he goes to meet the Avengers, has to think about it, and then he goes and sits on an island. I get that he knows Null's coming and everything, so it's just and Carnage is kind of running around in his head, so I'll have to see where that goes. But anyways, I love Venom. And then I got my Doctor Strange. I got my regular cover and the hidden variant. I mentioned this on Instagram and in my video last week that there was this, or no, I think I didn't mention in my video, but on my Instagram I did. This hidden variant was one you want to try and get because it's basically the hands are switched and the color up top is different. It's like a 1 in 10. I read this, not a bad story. It's obviously setting things up in that, and it kind of... it's going to be interesting to see where it goes because now he's a surgeon, and when he's in the hospital, he doesn't use his magic powers and stuff. So we'll see how long that lasts. But anyways, I got the hidden variant. So that's it for this week. It was a really light week this week. Coming out this coming week, run through my indies. Only got a few that I'm looking at from Image. Got Killadelphia #2. Got 2 covers for that. That's a good story, and it's been optioned already. So I like that one. So the 2 covers, A and B for that one, both regular priced. As far as I know, anyways, I think those are both regular priced. I'm only grabbing cover A. I'm not a big fan of cover B on that one. From Scout, got Stabby Bunny, Emmett's Story. There's 2 covers for that. I kind of like cover A a little better, but they're both decent covers, so there's 2 covers for that one. From Source Point Press, got a few from them this week, and one I'm really looking forward to. The first one is this classic Pulp Horror #1, just the 1 cover. It sounds like it's a reprint of 3 old stories, but they've been remastered color-wise and everything, and it sounds like there's a little write-up at the beginning and stuff. But I love those old horror books, and they're getting really, really tough to find, those old ones. So this is one I want to get because they look so good displayed up on a shelf, and I like reading those. So that's one I'm getting for sure this week. There's only the 1 cover for that. We got Doll Island. Looks like it's finally coming out. I mentioned this a few weeks ago. It was listed a couple times, but it looks like it got delayed. So it looks like it's out this week. So Doll Island #1, just the one cover for that. That looks pretty good. I think that's a $5.99 or $6.99 cover price. A little thicker book, but anyways, that's out this week. And then Ogres #2, just the one cover from for that book as well, and that's again from Source Point. They've got 3 books out this week, which look pretty good. So that's it for indies. That's all I'm looking at from indies this week. From DC, we got Action Comics 1018. Got 2 covers for that. It's kind of been building this whole, you got the Invisible Mafia, you got Young Justice, you got Justice League, and the Legion of Doom all showing up in this issue, so that's one I want to get this week. That looks like a good one. 2 covers for that one. I'm not a big fan of cover A. I think that looks, yeah, I don't like it. That's all I can say. And cover B is not bad. Batman Beyond #39. This is a series I really recommend you get on your pull list. It's been good, and there's been they've sprinkled in a whole bunch of new characters in this, and they brought back Blight a couple issues ago, and obviously we got new Batwoman showing up in 37, and that's a key book, and man, I hope you got that one when it came out. And I don't know if we're going to be revealed. They keep, in the last issue, they were hinting at who this new Batwoman is, and they're probably going to drag it out for a few issues, but I really enjoy this series, so I'm getting that. I haven't bought it all the way through. I've kind of bought it in chunks of like 4 or 5, then I stopped for a little bit. I wish I'd stayed with it. I'm going to have to go back and get a bunch of the back issues, but there's 2 covers, and cover B is a Manipul cover, and he's doing I've showed these a while ago. He's kind of doing the cover Bs for a while, so the next few ones are really nice too with Batwoman on. There's Batwoman and Batman Beyond on the cover, and one of them, I can't remember which issue it is, but it looks really nice. So that one's one I'm definitely getting this week. And Harley Quinn #69. This is one you're probably going to want to get this week anyways. There's 2 covers for that. There's a new character called the Hambezzler. He's an accountant that Harley Quinn hires and everything else. Cover A looks like he's on the cover, so I would recommend getting cover A if you can. Don't go crazy. I mean, it's probably one of these characters it'll be a hot book for a little while and then fade away. I mean, who knows? Depends what they do with the character, but I always like to get books with new characters, especially when I get them for cover price. So that's another one I want to get this week. And that's it from DC. From Marvel, Daredevil 16. Man, this has been one of my favorite titles all this past year has been Daredevil. It's so good. Chip Zdarsky's doing a great job, and the artwork in it is really good. And it's funny that they showed, for the longest time, when I looked up the previews, 15 and 16, it showed the same cover image, it showed the same solicitation information, until about a week or so ago. Then all of a sudden, the information for 16 changed, and the cover image changed. And in it says that Kingpin rekindles one of his alliances. So who that's going to be, I don't know. And I mentioned this a little while ago that I think the Vigil's going to be coming back. At least I hope it is, because it mentioned a new character, or a recent character he'll be bringing back. So it's the only recent new character I can think of for Daredevil's the Vigil, but you never know. Anyways, so Daredevil 16 looks really good. There's 2 covers for that one. Cover B is a really nice cover too. That one's by, who the heck did that? I wrote it down here. Hang on. Ryan Benjamin did that one. That's a nice cover. But I wouldn't be surprised, because Daredevil's rekindling his alliance, I wouldn't be surprised if we get kind of a cameo in this one of who it is that's going to be coming back in 17. Because Kingpin's got people after him all over the place, so he's going to need somebody to kick some ass, and I really think it's going to be the Vigil. And while I'm talking about Daredevil, I just want to show you, this was last issue, number 15, which was a good issue. And I don't know if you noticed, if you look at the cover, I don't know if you noticed down here, right at the bottom corner, there's some dude standing on the roof. I just noticed that this morning. I was looking, I'm like, holy crap, there's some guy on the roof there. I'll put a blown up image of that on the screen, but I don't know if that's who that is, because I know in that whole Marvel Comics 1000, and just this incoming as well, you got the Masked Raider who is kind of eyeing up Daredevil and Elektra training on the rooftop, and it kind of looks like that's what they're doing. So I don't know if that's the Masked Raider there, or if that's potentially the villain that is coming back in number 16 and 17. It'd be interesting to see what happens with that, but just thought I'd point that out because I just saw that this morning. That looks, man, I love that series. It's really good. So yeah, Daredevil for sure this week. Hawkeye Freefall, you got 4 covers for that one. It sounds like you're getting a new Ronin showing up in this, so I'm going to grab 1 copy of cover A anyways, just to see what happens with it. Yeah, there's a bunch of covers for that one. Some are, I think there's a couple ratios, C and D, I think are 1 for 25 and 1 for 50, if my memory serves me right. Miles Morales, number 14. 2 covers for that one, as you all know. Number 13 was a big one with Billy Morales showing up, and again, that's one of those books that has some really good long-term potential. That was, again, one of the top 10 that Comic Tom had, and that would definitely be on my list too, because that's a big... Anytime you get somebody in the Morales family, you know the character is going places. So anyways, you got... so it'll be probably your first full appearance of Billy Morales in this issue, so it's worth getting. Punisher Soviet number 3. This has been a good series, actually. I got 2 covers. One's a regular priced and one's a limited variant. So there's 2 of those out, and that's, you know, it's introducing a whole new, basically it's a Soviet Punisher, right, like the title says, and you never know where that character, I would love to see that character show up some point down the road in a movie or something. It's been a good series. Big one this week for Marvel was Thor number 1. This is going to be printed to the to the moon. There's going to be probably a couple 100,000 print run on this thing, and there is a bajillion covers for this. I'm not going to show them all because there's literally almost 30 covers, plus you've got all the exclusive variants and everything else. So this is one of those ones where, hey, you pick what you like. There's a couple really nice limited variants. I'm sticking mostly, I'm going to try and get the premier variant. I try to get those for the number 1 launches, and a couple copies of cover A, and I might grab there's one with the Sif, Lady Sif on the cover. I might grab that one too. That looks like a nice one, but like I say, there is a bajillion covers in this one, and I hope it's not too much of a spoiler, but Thor becomes, I think it's pretty well known now, Thor becomes the Herald of Galactus. He becomes the Herald of Thunder in that, and this is your first, this what if, I mean, I talked about this, and a lot of people talked about it. It's not new news anymore, but that's your first appearance of him as a Herald of Galactus, so that's a really good book to get if you can get it. Got X-Men number 4 is out this week. This has been a great series. I love the main title. The X-Men title is one of my favorites. I really like Fallen Angels too. I've mentioned that a couple times. But you got 2 covers for X-Men 4. We'll see what happens in that. Got Tarot number 1. You got 3 covers for this one. You got 2 regular price covers and then a limited 1 for 50. It's a nice looking cover too. It's a Nakayama cover, I believe. I didn't write that down, but I'm pretty sure I remember that right. I think it's a 1 for 50. But it's your first appearance of this Ishelzog, or whatever the heck his name. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I'm going to grab one of those just to see what happens. And then in the background, I got my Daredevil 131, first appearance, Bullseye and Origin, and then Spider-Man 14, first Green Goblin, because they got there's two True Believers out this week of those 2 comics, and if you don't have the these books, it's worth I gotta grab a couple anyways, just because I like to be able to display them without worrying about the sun fading these ones, because I don't display these. But man, this 131, the first appearance and Origin of Bullseye, it's getting up there in price. Nowhere near what Spider-Man 14 is, but if you're making a list of books that you want to try to hunt down this year or put some money aside for, this would be a good one, because Bullseye is he's kind of an he's one of those characters not everybody thinks of right away, because there's so many cool characters in the Marvel Universe, but he's a good character, and man, he's going to show up in a movie at some point. He's been in the TV show and stuff, but wait till it's the big screen. That's a book I really recommend you get. It's kind of undervalued in my opinion, but anyways, that's it for this week, folks. I'm going to talk about my covers. There's got some really nice covers. I got a couple books you want to get for sure coming down the road. My covers this week, I got Batman Beyond 39, cover B, Manipul cover, I mentioned that, and he's doing a bunch of them for the next few issues. So I really like his work. You got Joker Harley Criminal Sanity number 2. I'm not reading. I bought the first issue, but I'm not keeping going with it. But the cover B is a Mayhew cover, and it's just kind of a creepy cover. That kid standing in front of the mirror and you see the Joker mask and the reflection. Man, he looks creepy in that. Anyways, Daredevil 16 cover B. I mentioned the Ryan Benjamin cover. That's a really nice cover. I really like that one. And then Thor number 1, like I said, there is a ton of covers for this, but I really like the Ryan Brown cover. That's a nice looking cover. He does some really nice work. So my picks this week, I got classic Pulp Horror #1 from Source Point Press. That is a really cool looking book. I think it'll be a low print run. Just Source Point Press books are never huge print runs. It's a reprint and remastered bunch of original horror comic stories, so that'll be a good one to get if you can get it. Batman Beyond 39. This has been a good storyline with this new Batwoman showing up and trying to figure out who she is. So there may be some more hints about it in this one. You may find out. I don't know. I doubt it. I kind of think they're going to drag it out for a few more issues, but I recommend this series. It's really good. Harley Quinn 69, because you got that first Ham-Bezzler showing up. It's worth grabbing. Daredevil #16. It's just a great series, and it's actually for a major series. It's a low print run, and I'm kind of thinking we're going to get a cameo of the villain that Kingpin is going to bring back into his fold to help him out. We're likely going to get a cameo in this one, so we'll kind of give us a hint of who it is. I'm really hoping it's the Vigil, because, man, I like that character. And then, and it would be cool. Wouldn't that be interesting if the Vigil ends up being the son of Bullseye? Wouldn't that be cool? Since they're showing all this Bullseye stuff, that would be awesome. And then we've got Thor #1, Herald of Galactus showing up. Like I say, it's going to be a high print run, folks, so don't expect this book to be worth a ton of money, because it's just not going to be. It's going to be a good one to have in the collection, and like I say, I'm trying to get the premier variant. I might grab there's a really nice one for 25 with this Silver Surfer Black and Thor on the cover. I like that one too, but it's worth getting, but like I say, don't expect it to be jumping up in price. And I got an honorable mention this week, Killadelphia #2, just because it's been a great, it's been a pretty good series, and it's been optioned, so it'd be worth grabbing that one. A couple books you want to look at coming down the road. I've mentioned Batman 86 before, because Tom King's run has ended at 85, as you all know. And January 8th, 86 comes out. And I said before, I remember reading somewhere that Tinian said there was a new character showing up. And then the solicitation for #90 came out. That comes out March 4th. But the solicitation just came out, and it mentions a new character called the Designer showing up. So it's very likely that you're going to get either a cameo or a first appearance of the Designer in this Batman 86. So make sure you get that one on your pull list. January 8th that comes out. It'll probably be a little higher print run on that, back up to the normal 110, 120,000 print run that Batman's been for a long time, just because I think a lot of shops will order a little heavier on that. And #90, which will likely, I don't know if that's going to be the first full appearance of the Designer, but somewhere between 86 and 90 will be your first full appearance. But cover B for 90, man, it's got the Riddler on the cover. It's a Matina cover, and wow, that's an old boy cover. I like that one. I'm definitely going to get that one. That comes out March 4th, so you got lots of time to pre-order that. And one last one I want to talk about coming down the road is Avengers 31, which comes out February 19th. It's a special oversized issue, and if you're a Gerardo Zavino fan, which I know a lot of people are, his artwork's got a really distinct style. He's doing the cover art and the interior art for this, and it's kind of a standalone story about Iron Man and everything, so it looks really good. And so it'll be interesting. That's one I would highly recommend you get pre-ordered, is Avengers 31, because I think that looks like a good one coming. So anyways, that is it for this week, folks. Happy hunting. Have a safe and happy New Year, because that's next Wednesday, if my memory serves me. So Comic Day will probably get pushed to Thursday for a lot of people, but have a safe and happy New Year. I hope it brings everybody some good stuff in the new year. 2020 is going to be a good year for comics, so take care. Happy hunting. Talk to you later in the week. Bye for now.